Hi everyone, Mike here from MyKeyReviews. In this video I'm going to be doing a little comparison between the Sony A6400 and the A6600. So both of these are Sony's 2019 lineups, with this one having come out a little bit earlier this year, whereas this one is due out end of November 2019. As for the price points, this one goes for about £800 just for the body, and the A6600 goes for around £1,400. So that is quite a bit of a jump in price. It's around £600. The A6400 actually has three options. Body alone, you can have the 16 to 50mm lens, which you can see here, and there's also the 18 to 135 kit lens, as you can see here. With the A6600, you literally just have the choice of the body or the 18 to 135. Having that little lack of option may be a bother to some people, because some people may want to remain the compact form factor, as you can see here. Now this lens is not heavy at all. I think it's around about 350 grams. So it doesn't actually add that much weight to it, but it does obviously protrude out a bit more, especially when you zoom in and out. So when it comes to actual features, I couldn't really find a difference between these two, especially after the A6400 having its recent firmware update, which actually brings it in line with the A6600. And doing a comparison or side-by-side comparison on Sony's official website, yeah, there really isn't much difference when it comes to the specifications. It's more the actual unit itself that has a variance. So it's kind of weighing up which one has the more features that ticks your boxes. So if I actually bring both of the boxes down, just to show you what I mean when the specifications are very, very similar. So if we go from left to right, they both have an APS-C size 24.2 megapixel sensor, which is XMOS CMOS sensor. They both have the Bion's X processing chip. They both have an ISO range of 100 to 32,000. Same with the 11 frames per second, and also the phase detection autofocusing points, where there's 425 AF points. Both do 4K HDR. The codec is XAVC-S, Dolby Digital. They both have Wi-Fi. They both have NFC. Same with Bluetooth and the XGA OLED True Finder. Literally everything about this is, just is literally the same. As we go back up here, real-time eye autofocus, they both have that. Obviously they both have the animal eye autofocus. We have real-time tracking. This one says silent shooting, but this one does also. I guess this one's just trying to fill out this space there. Same with the touch focus shutter. This one also has it. The main differences between these two is it has a 5-axis steady shot, basically in-body image stabilization, so that's inside the camera. The A6400 does not have that, and this one has microphone and headphone jacks. The A6400 does have a microphone jack, but it doesn't have a headphone jack. And finally, the other main feature really is the new FZ100 battery, which really does greatly increase the battery life. So it states here between 720 shots, I believe that's when looking through the viewfinder, and 810 when looking on the back of the screen. It is also around 140 minutes of recording time. So this definitely has some, a few major features which are different, but as for typical specifications, they're very much similar. But what about the, external of the cameras? So if we take a look up top, actually, first of all, this one is actually 100 grams heavier. This one is around 403 grams, and this one is 503. You can also notice that the grip here is a lot bigger on the A6600, but there is also some little differences here. So the shutter and on and off switch is a lot bigger. There is no customizable 1 button here. That has now been moved there with a customizable 2. Both the mode dials and this is just kind of like a little, I guess, adjustment wheel. They're both in the same place. Same with the multi-interface shoe, except for, and this is a major difference in negative of the A6600, there is no inbuilt flash. This may not be a deal breaker for everyone because there are many external flashes that you can purchase actually for a reasonable price, but it's always nice having that extra option. And with this flash, you know, you can also bounce it on the ceiling, which I really liked. It was a really nice little feature to have, you know, in case you need it. If we take a look on the front, absolutely no difference there, obviously, apart from the bigger grip as already mentioned. If we look on the rear, need to be careful when doing this. Okay, so if we look up top here, you notice that there is the flash button. Obviously that's not on here, that's been replaced with the menu. Basically the menu has been just moved over, and they've added a customizable 3 button, which means that actually this has a total of 4 customizable buttons. As you can see, customizable 1, 2, you have the 3rd one there, and the little erase button is also customizable 4. Whereas this one only has 2. 1, 2. Apart from that, the layout is pretty much the same. So you've got the viewfinder, same, the screen, exactly the same. Same with the autofocus, manual focus, and auto exposure lock switch. It's exactly the same. And even the record button is the same there too. Now if I flip this over, okay, if we look on here, this one has got a bigger panel. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. There we are, that's better. So if I open this up and then open this one up, so you can see here that you've got a micro USB and the micro HDMI followed with the microphone port. This one you have the micro USB, micro HDMI, and the microphone and a headphone port. When it comes to the screens, they both flip out 180 degrees. There we are. So that's the A6400. Sorry, this is quite fiddly, handling 2 cameras. There we are. So exactly the same in that regard. They still have the same tilting function. And of course, the other difference is the battery. So with the A6400, the battery hatch does feel a little bit flimsy. With this one, the A6600, that is a very nice, a bit more solid feel to the battery hatch. And the main difference is the battery. So this is the FZ100. And this is the NP FW50. So there's a hell of a difference there. Slightly thicker and definitely taller there, but the difference in the amount of photos you can take, I think this is around 350 to 400. This is up to 720 plus, and I have used this battery on my A7 Mark III, and I've done a whole day at Comic-Con, and this has still lasted. Whereas this battery, typically I would be going between 2 and 3. I think the quality of this battery is generally much better as well. I don't find that the battery drains as quickly when not in use. And just like both of them, they both have the memory card slots in the battery hatch. They're both UHS 1. They do work with UHS 2, but you're not getting that ability to really, you know, get the speed from it. So you're basically limited due to the card port. And just to show you what a UHS 2 card looks like, if I can find one, there we are. So you actually have more pins on it. It would be really nice to have a full compatibility with this, maybe in a future model. But at least for the most part, they're actually going the right direction. I'm hoping that you know, all future models are going to stick with the FZ100 battery. It's a way forward. You know, the other battery is so outdated. And yeah, having the in-body stabilization is also a win. So it really is ticking your boxes. You know, what is more suited for you? You know, for the base part, they both work equally as well, but obviously with this you're getting more stabilization and more battery life. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the comparison. Thank you for watching.